Introducing the next edition of the Art Beat. This interview will be with artist Tyler Kauffman.
Can you tell me a little about yourself and your journey as an artist?
Sure. So I've been making art since I can remember. As a kid, I was very into art.
Same.
Yeah. I mean, as early as I can remember, just the act of creation, making something from nothing.
Yeah.
It's not even art; it's all kinds of things, woodworking or whatever it is that I can create something out of, materials or whatever, and then you get to see what you've made. It's just I think I could do that all day long and be happy. So that was, as a child I did that, and then I grew up and started honing my art skills specifically in high school. Went to college for it at EMU.
Oh, okay.
I had a small group there that it was a good experience to have a select few students that we kind of, fed off of each other and got better and better. Post-college, so I was a fine arts major with a painting focus.
Okay.
So that would have been, regular size paintings.
Yeah.
And then immediately after college, instead of going to like grad school or something, I actually went into construction because I had a young family soon after, and then I was able to pay the bills better.
Yeah, I totally understand that.
Yeah. But what ended up happening is, I ended up slowly got to the point where I realized I hadn't made art in 10 years, like a single thing.
Yeah.
So I was just working and living,
yeah.
doing what I had to do. And I recognized there was something I was just unhappy.
Yeah.
And I wasn't quite sure why. I just felt kind of like a machine, kind of, doing.
I totally identify with that. I'm in the throes of it right now.
Yeah.
So I don't have a studio quite yet. Once I get one back, I feel like that'll help.
One day I just decided to do a painting. There's always excuses too, like it's gonna suck, and so now, since I haven't done it for a while, it's gonna suck. And then one day this is after like 10 years, I just did a really, really, honestly pointless. There was nothing to it.
Yeah.
Just a little painting, and I could literally feel my brain firing, like a physical sensation in a different way. And I would say since that, I haven't looked back.
That's awesome.
That's probably now 13, 14 years ago.
Wow.
And I've just been, I just dove into it head first. And funnily enough, I believe just from life maturity, I was immediately a better artist. Than I was.
I would agree with that.
In college, I don't know what it was, just maturity of experience. I could just, it all came so much easier. I cared less.
You had more confidence in it. Yeah.
And I just didn't care what people thought as much either. So the pressure was off somewhat, and I just was experimenting and literally throwing paint against the wall. And then I had people, you do the social media thing, and you have people follow. And I had someone who was a wife's friend who owned a business in Sarasota, Florida.
Okay.
And they called me up and said, "Have you ever considered doing a mural? Because we have a building, and
that's how it
started. That's how the mural started." So they've been following my Instagram and art process for years. So that's how I got into murals.
That's awesome.
I slowly built from there.
Yeah. And now you have, what, is it 5 down here now?
How many do I have?
I saw a new one over there.
Nest Realty.
Yes, I just saw that one.
Billy Jack. I think it's 4. Nest Realty,
4.
Billy Jack's, Rhino Rentals, and the library. I think I have 4 downtown.
Maybe 5 soon.
Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah. Right now I don't have a downtown mural approaching me, but there's always things in moving in the process. So there's also, I think there's potentially a limited amount that people will support.
Yeah, yeah.
In any given place. And Harrisonburg's not huge.
Exactly.
So we'll see.
Yeah.
I'm obviously strategizing to try to go beyond Harrisonburg too, to keep it moving. So
for sure.
There's some movement in that direction, but yeah.
That's really awesome. I will ask you the next question. What inspires your work the most? How would you describe your artistic style?
Oh boy. There's lots of inspiration. I'm going to keep it, I'll talk a little bit generally, and then I'll move to the murals, because that's a very hard question to answer with murals.
Yeah.
So when I'm just creating art for myself, it's not complicated. I go based on emotions somewhat. The things I like are often they're a little darker than what I can do on a mural. Like, it's a little bit more internal, a little more thematically, maybe not as bright and sunny and
cheery,
as what people want on the outside of their building. So it's not that I'm like a negative. It's just I like to explore the emotional side of things. I like people to feel things.
Yeah.
When they look at the artwork. And I also I'm naturally very expressive in my fine art. Like I can really achieve and I can let go and I can just create art and in the moment be very expressive. It's a lot harder to do with murals. So with murals, you have a client and they have something that they're trying to get across, and then you have you as the artist. Sometimes you have a donor, and you got to satisfy a lot more. It's a lot more problem solving than it is just freedom of expression. And, I'm always trying to blend the two. Mm-hmm. But with murals,
I think you've done a really good job of that. I see that. Like it almost looks like in the moment, but you know that planning went into that.
It's the biggest frustration. It's the only really big frustration with murals. Well, I won't say the only, but it's one of the biggest is that I don't get that. I'm not able to be as expressive, or I haven't figured it out yet, like literally in the moment. It's planned, so when I design them, I design tricks. I trick, I don't know how to say this, but like to make it look expressive, I design certain aspects. So like, I'll make it look like I had used a big brush, or that's what I'm going for. I used the giant brush, and whoops, it grabbed a little bit of color and pulled in a color I didn't necessarily mean to.
But on purpose.
Even though it's all planned. So
I think you nailed it.
When I do that naturally, in a small painting, I can just do that. And it just happens. Whoops, I got a little yellow with the red, and that's a happy mistake that, like Bob Ross, happy little accident type of thing. But it's tough with murals. You have to plan it.
I bet.
Make it look like you did it spontaneously, even though you spent 2 hours on a section and had it gridded out or whatever projection method you used. So.
Well, this is another follow-up question to that. And can you walk us through your creative process from idea to finished piece?
Yeah, I can. It depends on the client, and it depends on the piece, the goal. So my process is not a straight line to get there with murals.
A lot of zigzags.
It's a lot of zigzags. It's a lot of time.
Yeah.
I would say on average, most designs that I do for murals go through 4 renditions that just get thrown in the trash. Before I ever get to the one that like leads me in the right direction. So I would guess I spend 25, 30 hours just playing around with ideas before I ever land on where we're headed with the design.
Yeah.
And then it's another 30, 40 hours to take that idea and flesh it out.
It's pretty labor intensive.
Yeah, but that's why I mean, to me, that's the art process. It's the custom thing that people are looking for. Maybe other artists can get there quicker. I'm sure, like, I get more efficient the more I do.
Yeah.
But it is also still a process. I mean, so often I'll hear from someone who wants a mural. They'll give you like buzzwords like community, energy, positivity.
Yeah.
You know, and you have to take that.
Yeah.
And like those words, they have certain associations. Some of those are too on the nose. They've been done too much, so you don't want to just do that.
Yeah.
So oftentimes the first thing that comes to your mind is not. You got to work through ideas, and get to something a little deeper, a little more interesting, a little more exciting. So that's what I try to do in that process. And you really can't do it with just an idea. I've found it. So I'll have lots of good ideas, and then when I go to draw them out, they suddenly become not as good as I thought. Like they don't work. And so, but those might lead me to the idea that does work. So sometimes, like the library, for example, went fast. I don't know what was going on in my brain, but it all locked in together, and it all made sense. I think I designed that one in 20 hours. Billy Jacks took forever to get to that concept. I mean, the first thing I did wasn't even close. There was nothing similar to what you see. So there was some back and forth with the owner to try to, something wasn't quite landing.
Yeah.
But then, like the library, some just go. Mm-hmm. Whatever it is, it lines up your brain, wherever your brain is, with where the concept, it just lines up, and you make sense of it on paper. Or I design on iPad. But like I say, that
was what I was going to ask you. If you do it on
I've
the
gone
computer.
away from paper. Well, sometimes I'll do a sketch on paper.
Yeah.
And then take a photo and take it into Photoshop or something.
And then go off of that.
And then draw off of that.
Yeah.
Because I like the tactile. I still fine art drawing.
I still need it
still
too.
My favorite.
Yeah.
But the tools that digital provides, if I have to. Like I can, again, Billy Jacks is a good example. Like I drew a thing, I think the rooster. I moved that rooster all around.
Yeah.
And you can do that with digital. You just select them once you've painted it.
Yep.
You select them and move them. Oh yeah, move them up here a little bit or over there.
Yeah.
So that's the tools in digital are just you can't. They've increased my productivity so much.
Oh,
that sort of thing.
For sure.
I'm not even sure at this point how I would propose a concept just to someone on paper.
Everything would have to be hand drawn.
But they would have to really put a lot of trust in my vision.
Yeah.
Versus with digital, I can literally take my design, superimpose it onto the wall, and let them see. Okay, this is kind of what it's going to look like.
Yeah. Now you do that digitally too, and do you do any how do you map it out?
It depends on the mural. I've used different grid methods. I suppose that's what you mean.
And that's what you mean by problem solving is that's something you have to figure out.
Yeah. For each thing, it's different. So I've used projectors for some things.
Okay.
And you just set up a projector at night, and there's the image, and you trace it.
Yeah.
That's really easy. I've used the grid method, where I'll take my drawing digitally on the iPad, and then I'll put a grid over top of it.
Okay.
Like you do in art class or something, and then I know
where
it is, and so I scale that up. So like a small square might be a 3 foot by 3 foot square.
Is that something you can do on brick?
Yeah. So that's what I did on Billy Jacks.
Okay, yeah.
But the fastest grid method on brick is it's called a doodle grid. A lot of artists do it. It's where you go and you literally once you've done your base coat, you can't do this on everything, on every project, but you can do it on a lot of them. Then you will literally take a can of spray paint and just spray doodles all over the base coat.
Yeah. Oh, I have seen people do that.
You take a picture of that.
Yeah. And then you get a
reference. The doodles, and then you know, okay, I'm right next to the star, so the eyeball of the person is where the star is, or where the smiley face is, and you can. It's actually easier than the traditional grid method to tell where you're at.
That's so smart.
It's pretty fun.
Yeah, I bet.
You can, but it also it's kind of fun to watch people's reactions. A lot of people think you have graffitied.
So you just ruined it. All right. How has being a part of Downtown Harrisonburg influenced your art or your opportunities?
Oh, that's an interesting question. I've not gotten that question before. So obviously the people that I know and interact with downtown have led to all of these projects. What's interesting, I think this will answer your question. So once I do one and I'm downtown and I'm interacting with people, that's led to 2 or 3 other projects.
Yeah.
Because it creates momentum and excitement within the community, and people will stop and talk. And some of those people that stop and talk, you talk to 3,000 people, maybe the 3,000th person leads to the next mural.
Yeah.
Maybe it doesn't, but that's one way that it has projected. It's naturally. I've naturally been able to keep the murals going. As far as what I design where, that's very site specific. Mm-hmm. So when I'm doing a mural downtown, well, here's a good example. So like Billy Jack's, when we designed Billy Jack's, it's a college crowd around that area. Mm-hmm. And so the mural is designed to fit with that a little more. It's not. So honestly, some of the original designs I did were a little too tame. So we had to just make it a little weirder.
Okay.
Yeah. So like specifically where you're at downtown even in Harrisonburg can matter.
Yeah.
So with the library, there's kids.
Which is like a block over, but it's a whole different
feel. It's crazy how the feel, even when I'm working there, it's so fascinating because at Billy Jack's I just interacted with tons of college kids while painting and tons of families.
Yeah.
At the library, it was families with young kids, mm-hmm. and even the homeless population were there, and spoke to a lot of them. The Nest Realty, the Rhino Rental building was different yet, across from the farmers market. Again, college parents, a lot of college parents were in town. So I do try to design based on where I am, also with that in mind. I don't know if that answered your question completely.
I think so. How do you hope people feel when they see your work?
I don't. Just to be honest.
You don't want to invoke?
I don't want them to feel a certain way. Obviously, if I'm designing something, I'm doing it to invoke a certain thought, but I really don't want to dictate what people feel. Like, some people don't like them. Some people love it. Some people will see a thing. What I want is for it to, rather than me wanting them to feel a certain thing, I want them to feel. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
so I want them to experience it. What I want is for them to not pass by. I want them to stop, and then whatever whatever it is that it sparks in them, I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Like,
even if it's just the background for a moment in your life.
Yeah. And honestly, I'm okay if there's a negative feeling. Like, it's okay. It's art.
You're exactly right there.
They can feel whatever. I just would rather them. What I like about public art is that it makes art available to everyone as a community in the moment. So it allows, rather than having to go to a gallery or someone's house, like, it brings it right to you.
I love that.
You don't have to. It's not a gatekeeping sort of thing, and it's available to everyone to enjoy.
Yeah.
Beauty and whatever else that they feel from that. I don't know if that answer makes sense, but I just don't have a.
I think it was perfect.
I don't have like a. Yeah.
And are there any upcoming projects or goals you're especially excited about?
I have some ideas myself that I'm not sure how to get off the ground just yet. I'm just now finishing up another mural. And so whenever I'm in mural painting season, there's ideas that I form when I'm painting them, but I don't have the energy to really sit down and think about how to implement. So after I'm done and I have some time to sit and think. But I've got some ideas for how to progress the mural the mural world in this area and beyond.
Yeah.
That, I don't know, they could be interesting ideas to move things into another space. So I'm not at liberty to share because they're just not hashed out yet.
Yeah.
But I always have people calling to line up murals, and I'm always open to doing mural work for people. Right now I have another mural that I have to follow up on. So it's in the very
early
stage. But more broadly, you talked about my what it's like to try to kind of express myself through murals, and I don't think I have landed on that yet. So I'm excited to push myself to where I could go with not only the subject matter and expression through how I do the murals, but also what could it mean to do public art with painting. I don't know. I'm throwing around some ideas how to progress the medium a little bit.
Yeah.
So
I like that.
Yeah.
And you're getting ready to do. Hopefully, you'll get ready and you'll do something that's what you want.
Well, they're all me somewhat.
Yes.
But whenever you're working for people, they have their need, and you have to. So, like, I take a lot of pride in my ability to be able to meet the need of the people that I'm working for. Like, that's one of my number one goals. It's not just to project myself onto what they want, but to really hear from them. And it's a balance. Like, I can't go so far away from myself that it's no longer my art, but I also can't ignore what they want.
Yeah.
It's a communication. It's just another form of, like, communicating with a person. It's hearing what they have to say and trying to take that. You kind of take what people say and what they want, and you also, like, what's the universe? What's the community saying? What's the art needed in the moment, and what do I want to make art of? You gotta, like, mash those all together somehow.
Yeah.
It takes practice, and that's why it takes so much time to do the design. Yeah. So, but I still haven't landed on the perfect balance yet. I don't know that I ever will, but I'm always trying to get there.
Yeah.
I'd love if someone came up to me and just said, "Hey, we don't care what you paint. come up with something amazing.
Actually, it's going to happen. It's going to happen.
The Reiner Rental mural was very close to that. They were. Paul was a very big supporter of art, and so there were a few we wanted it to be positive and whatever. So I got pretty close to it, but I'm also still I'm still exploring what is my voice as a muralist. Don't think I've quite landed there yet.
Yeah.
To be totally honest, but that's fine. Well, it's a goal.
You will get there.
Yeah.
I would say you're there, but
people have said they recognize my work, which is good.
Yeah,
because
you have
that
a
means
style.
There's consistency. But I think I haven't even this is not a pride statement or anything. This is just a hopeful statement. I don't think I've even begun to explore the medium.
Yeah.
I think there's so much more I could do.
Yeah.
And